There was supposed to be one ghost in the hallway. The camera recorded 2. Years later, nobody could explain who the second figure was, and that's why this story still terrifies people today. It all started when a university student decided to prank his professor. According to an old post that appeared online, the professor had been experiencing strange things inside his apartment. Every night, lights flickered. Doors opened by themselves. Whispers seemed to come from empty rooms. Within weeks, the professor became convinced that something supernatural was living inside the apartment. But he had no idea someone was secretly behind it all. One of his own students. The student hated him. For months, the professor had humiliated students during lectures, so he decided to get revenge. Using hidden speakers, remote devices, and carefully planned tricks, he created a fake haunting. Everything happening inside the apartment was part of the prank, and at first, it worked perfectly. The professor stopped sleeping. He constantly looked over his shoulder. Watching through hidden cameras, the student thought the prank was a complete success. Then something happened that wasn't part of the plan. Every night at exactly 2:13 a.m., every camera inside the apartment would lose signal for 30 seconds. The student barely paid attention to it. He was too busy enjoying the prank. As far as he knew, the professor was simply becoming more paranoid every day. But while the student laughed behind the cameras, something was happening during those missing 30 seconds. Something neither of them could explain. The next day, the professor looked exhausted. He told his students that every night, he woke up to see a dark figure standing beside his bed, just standing there, watching him. Most of the class thought he was losing his mind. The student thought so too. But hearing the story gave him an idea. If the professor was already terrified of seeing a shadowy figure, why not use that fear against him? For the final prank, the student placed a fake ghost figure at the end of the apartment hallway. The plan was simple. The professor would see it, panic, and the prank would finally be over. That night, the cameras were recording. The fake figure appeared exactly where it was supposed to. Seconds later, the professor screamed. The student checked the live feed and froze. There should have been one figure in the hallway. There were 2. One was the fake ghost. The other stood behind it, completely motionless, completely dark, and definitely not part of the prank. For several seconds, the second figure didn't move. Then it slowly turned toward the camera. The screen instantly went black. Every camera lost signal. The next morning, the professor was found dead. Authorities ruled the cause of death as cardiac arrest, but the investigation quickly uncovered the truth. The haunting had been a prank, hidden speakers, remote devices, fake paranormal activity. Everything led back to one person, the student. He was arrested and charged for his role in the events that led to the professor's death. Most people believed the case was solved, but the student insisted there was something investigators never understood. According to court records, he repeatedly told his lawyer about the second figure in the hallway. The one that wasn't part of the prank, the one he couldn't explain. Nobody believed him. The evidence made no sense. Eventually, he was sentenced and sent to prison. 1 month later, he died from cardiac arrest, just like the professor. Years later, an anonymous post appeared online. The author claimed to be the student's former lawyer. According to the post, strange things began happening shortly after the case ended. Lights would suddenly shut off throughout her house. Objects appeared in places where she never left them. And sometimes, in the middle of the night, she felt like someone was standing in the room watching her. The final update ended with a warning. I don't know what's happening, but if this post suddenly stops updating, you'll know why. That post was uploaded over a year ago. No new updates were ever posted. So what do you think? Was this simply a tragic case of shared delusion? Or do you believe there are still parts of this story that can't be explained? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this story, subscribe for more real mysteries, crimes, and horror cases from around the world.